So yeah, before I go on how Juspay improved their merchant onboarding for its payment page product, let's just figure out or understand what Juspay payment page is, right? So generally, all of you might have seen this, right? When you are ordering something from Swiggy, there is a Juspay logo that comes in, right? So everybody gets confused. Even a lot of brands or companies who approached Juspay, they used to get confused, right? Hey, is Juspay a payment page? No. So they are payment orchestrators, right? So what is payment page? It is one of their products, right? Or product suite, you can say, which they offer to the startups or companies who want to have a payment solution, and they don't want to pay. They don't want to build it by themselves because they might not have their own expertise in building a payment solution, or they just don't have that much time, and their core product or solution is something away from payments, right? Maybe like a D2C brand or something like that, right? So yeah, so a payment page is basically a page during the checkout where you can choose the payment methods that you have. So the best experience that you can have of Just Pay product is you go to Swiggy and you just start ordering and start the payment method. You'll see that all the payment methods that you have, the seamless, one of the key products that they recently launched, and you see their marketing that is Hyper SDK in-app UPI flow, right? So what is that basically? So you might not notice it; it's very subtle, but uh, let's say you, you might have seen that Google in-app flow. Like if you want to do a payment, you enter your what do you say UPI address, and then you have to go back to your Google app, and then you have to pay. Uh, the in-app flow is where you just entered your details, or you just click on Google Pay as an option in app flow, and it'll automatically invoke your Google app. You do a success transaction on your Google app, enter all the details, like you enter the code, and it automatically goes down and opens, right? So it's like a seamless flow. You do not have to do it. Why? How does that improve your success rate? It's because you do not have to do the effort of going out and going to another app and doing a transaction where there might be a good amount of chance that the user might drop off. They might change their mind. Oh, let's also check out Zomato. Let's also check out the other product where the discounts are. So yeah, so that is what a payment pay solution provides you, right? At Justpay. Now, how do Justpay onboard merchants or how do they improve onboarding, right? So the key or how do they market their product initially? You will not have seen them marketing much. Their product spoke for them. It's like just like an Apple product, right? Like people don't have to sell the Apple product, it actually automatically sells. So business people or folks who have recently like started their own startup or anything, right? They've seen what the product could do. And they wanted like, yeah, I want that product, right? I want that payment checkout. How do I get it? And just used to pop, right? So we used to always get inbound calls. We used to have a sales team who used to go out and explain the product, go into the financial discussion, close the deal. And then we used to come in between, help build a product for like from scratch, depending on the kind of merchant they are, right? So like for a startup, they would generally want a short duration of short duration of integration experience, and they want to go live as soon as they can with some key payment methods. Right? In India, you see UPI was one of the leaders. Right? That's what has helped India to grow in terms of a larger economy. Right? So UPI is one of the highest number of transactions that India sees compared to any other payment methods. Right? Card. Your wallets, right? Net banking. Net banking is one of the last. It has so friction full journey. I mean, wallets actually does a much better job compared to that. But yeah, I mean, and you'll see a lot of wallet payment, a lot of wallets also as an option, right? So yeah, so that's what they provide. And we used to come in, we used to look at the requirement of the business, depending on the kind of business, right? So not all payment methods suit, like UPI suits every flow, but some places you would also need subscriptions, right? You would need to get monthly recurring transactions. You would need, like for example, insurance, right? So depending on the complexity of their product, a payment solution had to be designed that suits the UI of the merchant, right? Like so that the user should not feel. So in a lot of places, any user, if you go into a D2C brand, you might have seen the experience that you are taken to another web view where the payment page opens up and you have to do one. So you already know that you've been taken somewhere else, right? Whereas this entire SDK journey or this entire WebView journey would be seamless, that you will not feel that you've been taken somewhere else. The entire flow would be within the same web page, within the same UI, where it is very articulate to you. Like you'll not feel that, okay, I'm going somewhere else. I can still do transactions. So it helps you, to improve your customer retention, drop user dropout rates, right? Yeah, and also improve success rates. So success rate is the backend job. Uh, so if I come to success rates, that is the key product. So generally, a very thumb rule in the market is that whenever, if it's payments or if you want to use any third-party service provider, you are supposed to have two or more service providers, right? It's always best. Why is it so? Because imagine if you're providing any solution to your customer, which is dependent on the third party, right? You are just the mediator. What ends up happening is if the third party is down, right? Will your business be down until they solve it? You should always switch, right? In the same way, a smaller business or a small D2C brand, like if you're making a pot and you're selling online in an e-commerce store, right? You would always want, like you'll always first, as a smaller entrepreneur, you would want, okay, I'll let me partner with a payment gateway, get all the payment methods and go live, right? But if you partner with one payment gateway, you get a certain pricing, you get certain payment methods, and they might not support all of them, right? So it's always better you partner with all of them, depending on the pricing that you prefer, depending on the payment methods you prefer, and depending on the reliability that you prefer. Now, if you have all of them, also if you have a tech team, you could put in rules depending on how which payment method should go with which payment gateway, right? You can do that. But what Juspay or any other orchestrating company gives you as an advantage is, or like which you cannot create by yourself, is a global health. So now, let's say the more distribution that you have as a company, let's say if I start a Juspay kind of company, right? So the more number of merchants I have in a given market, the better I can evaluate the health of a payment gateway. So I would have the information which payment gateway performs which payment method better. So if you just come to Juspay or you just come to any orchestration platform and you just want to do one type of payments and you don't want to put any rules, you say, okay, just give me best success rates that company can provide you because they already have that solution. They already have that data, right? So yeah, I mean, that's where the success rate gets involved. And the merchant onboarding, obviously, it's a general integration process. But at Juspay, we used to we used to get assigned to a particular merchant, help them integrate in a short period of time. So it's like from the product manager point of view, it's like you're doing a new launch for all the merchants, right? You get to launch products every time with new merchant, right? Because you're launching a product, trying to see their metric. So it also inbuilds your, GTM strategy thought process, right? Along with you also get to learn different businesses in the market, right? What kind of business would require what kind of payment methods, how well it gels in. So yeah, I mean, generally, and also one point that I would like to add is that if you go generally for any orchestration platform abroad, right? So they have DIY kind of a process, right? You get the API doc by yourself and you do the integration. You'll have minimum or minimal support provided to you. I mean, if you're getting stuck somewhere, maybe you'll reach out to the customer support there. They'll then assign you a tech guy and then you go. But at Juspay, we used to like from day one, you're having a support, right? You get the product manager with you, they explain you the API doc, they explain you the product first, and then let you know, okay, according to your business requirement, this payment method you can easily go live with, but the other payment method that you're asking, which is more intricate or more complex, you can go on a phase two launch. So it's like you're working with the company to launch a new product and launch a new feature and evaluate the metric. So as a PM, that would be a best learning for you, right? To understand how different companies work, how different organizations work, how different go to market for the different companies work, right?